If you're having trouble with the yips or getting a solid stroke, then I want you to try something a little unorthodox. I used it years ago and I won a tournament going away. I was making everything in sight. And I had the yips just before I teed off. I thought I had the yips, and then I moved to this method. It's a controversial method. Although more players are using it, I just saw it in the LPGA Olympic Games. Celine Boutier was using it, and a lot of the people, if you look close, are using this method. It's very controversial, and I'm going to say, as I make this video, if you're not having trouble with your putting, I wouldn't mess around with it. But if you are, if you're having trouble stroking it, making solid contact, and making putts, especially from 3 foot in, I think this is a great way to get back on track. It's worked for me for many years. I see other people using it on tour now. Brad Faxon is saying more about it now. And I found it, I would say, in the late 80s, I found this method. And I stopped using it, believe it or not because I wasn't hitting the putts well, because it was so outrageous to me against everything I ever learned when I was a kid, that I said, this can't be right. It's only going to make my putting worse and worse over time. So I stopped. But, you know, now I've gone back to it. Now that I'm older, this combats loss of flexibility in your shoulders if you're older. So I'm going to show you today a method that I use. And like I said, if your putting's not broken, don't fix it. But if you want to try this because you can't hit the broadside of a barn on a putting green, give it a shot. It might help change your putting all around. Okay, so these are the putts you got to make on the course. These are the up and downs. I got like a five footer here. I think it's going to break a little left to right. I want you to see if you can tell right away what I'm doing with my new stroke. This is a bit unorthodox, but this is what I'm doing. Left center. Left center. Pressure's on. Boom. Did you see it? It's a very subtle move. In the old days, they tell you to grip the club a certain way, putter grip, get over the putt, solid, don't move, and make sure you stroke it. Don't decelerate, right? This way, I'm using my same grip. I'm standing solid over the putt, right? But when I take it back, I don't move my head, don't move anything, just like normal. But on the forward, I'm moving my right knee. By moving my right knee, it's helping me clear this shoulder. Whereas if I try to keep it without swaying, the putter goes offline because I'm an old guy. But now I'm taking it back without moving, and then I'm moving in a little like this, and it's keeping the club square through the ball just long enough for me to make these putts. Now, please, when I tell you this because you're having the yips and a problem, I'm not telling you to move all over the place. You're sturdy, you're over the ball the way you usually do, you take it back, nothing's moved, and then you move a little pivot. Celine Boutier, she was putting like this the whole way during the Olympics. You got any footage of her? Brad Faxon says he's not against moving the torso ever so slightly. It's not about moving the head. You don't move the head. You just move the torso. Okay? So it's not about moving the whole works, because if you move your head, you're dead. How's that? You can remember that easy enough. You got a short putt. If you got the yips, just get over there, find your line, nothing moves, boom, we're going like this. So nothing moves, right in the hole. And by moving like that, it aids your right side that you may be having trouble with because of lack of flexibility. It's a very simple move, and yet it's going to help your stroke because you're going to you're doing what your right shoulder should do, but now maybe that you're older and less flexible, it can't do. So again, this putting stroke also helps you take the wrists out of play. So it's going more on line with the hole versus not moving it and it going out to the right. So just stroke it right in there. Use the right knee. Use the right knee. And give it a good pop. And you'll see. You don't have to use much. You don't have to move much, and don't move the head. It's just a simple, you're moving your knee probably that much. Again, what I'm trying to do is move this so I get a stroke that goes more toward the hole than up to the right, like my old style. Tough putt. Tough putt. It really dives. The Danny Diver. Once you get the rhythm of it, it's going to work. It's going to work. This stroke will give you confidence. Your stroke will develop more consistently, especially on faster greens, but it'll also work on any kind of green because your stroke can get much better. You're not giving up on the ball anymore. So give it a try, especially if you're having problems, and I'm sure this is going to help you. So until next time, make some putts, will you?